A very good friend of mine used to be a PE teacher. That's gym class if you're American. He would always buy some very expensive trainers, and one day I asked him why. He told me that your feet are actually the only part of your body that comes into contact with the ground when you're doing sports, when you're exercising. And so he said, that's the area you need all the support that you can get. My driving instructor, he always used to recommend that you never go cheap with your tyres if you can avoid it. Your tyres are the only part of your car that connects with the road. That's the hope, at least, if you're driving well. And he would say that good tyres actually will go a long way to making sure that it stays that way. This is where the rubber hits the road, literally. You see, what is the point in having a great collection system for notes and information? What's the point of really good organization of it all? What's the point in distilling it, in synthesizing it? What is the point in all of that? The point, the purpose of this is to actually use it to harness all of that information for your work and for your creative activity. And so we come to this fourth letter of code: express, show your work. And that's what we're thinking about in today's video, and how to use Upnote to show your work. This is where the rubber hits the road. You see, Upnote has a ton of features that work really well here, better than some similar apps in my opinion. For today's video, I'm just going to show you how this works for me in the way I use Upnote. And as we do that, you'll see how I understand the express element of code and how I use Upnote as part of this process. Now, the first thing you've got to do is we need to bring our notes together. If your notes are going to be useful to you in any particular context, then you need to bring them into that context. You need some way to link relevant notes to that particular context. And the first way you can do this in Upnote is with tags. Tags in Upnote are incredibly powerful. They're inline tags, meaning that any word in the body of the text of your note can be a tag. Now, tags in Upnote are created by using the hashtag followed by typing a word. So you just press the hashtag key, and then you can either select a tag that already exists, or you can type in a new one. Create new tag, Upnote. And there you have it. You have an inline tag. Or you can select any word that's already in your text, right-click it, and create new tag. Now, your tags can be seen in a few different ways. By default, all tags go into the sidebar in your tag list here. Any new tag automatically gets put to the top of the list, but in your sidebar, you can move them to whatever order you want them to be in. But you can also hide them from your sidebar as well. So what's listed here is really just your favorite tags, the one that you want to have access to most often. So let's get rid of this one, hide, and let's get rid of this one, hide. Now, if you click the word tags in the sidebar, it'll take you to the tag screen. And here you'll see all of your tags listed in alphabetical order. And if you click one of these tags that is hidden, it'll automatically open the tag, but bring it back into your sidebar. One of the things that you can also do is you can have tags in the body of the text, if that works in a particular situation. But you might want to tag a note, and there isn't the word in the body of the text to make that work. So the way I do that is I will just put a dividing line in, and then I'll put tags in underneath it. So that would work similar to some other apps where your tags are at the bottom of the note rather than in the middle of it. I tend to use tags to denote topics of interest, maybe people that I'm working with, books of the Bible for my Bible study, or perhaps the status of different things for like my videos and content creation. I use tags in various ways. So if I'm starting a new project or a new piece of work or a new piece of content, especially if that involves study of any kind or research, then I'll look over my tag list, and clicking on one of those tags, any that seem to be relevant, will bring up a filtered list of notes using only that tag. Links and backlinks are also a great way of bringing things together in Upnote. Like tags, links are in the body of the note, wherever you put them. So you create a link by using the double square open bracket shortcut. That brings up a list of every single note that you've got, and you can link to a note like that, and it just appears like this. The other thing that's worth bearing in mind is if it's a note that you've never made before, you can create a new note this way as well, and you'll see that just creates the new note and links to it automatically. Backlinks are found in the information pane. So you can either press this little I button. I'm not sure if you can see that because of my face, but it's down in the bottom right hand corner, or you can use the shortcut Control-Shift-I or Command-Shift-I, and that just opens the information pane. Now, one of the things you can see in here is all of the tags that are in the note, but you can also see a list of other notes that link to this note. So this would be your links and your backlinks. Looking over the links and the backlinks of any note that's relevant to what you're working on is a great way to find other notes that might be relevant. Upnote also has a search functionality. I consider this the basic Route 1 approach, as it were. You search all of the notes that you have in Upnote using the shortcut Control-G on Windows or Command-G if you're on a Mac. It's a fairly basic search, if I'm honest. You can use the quotation marks either side to make it more specific. It tends to order the results as notebooks at the top that meet the search criteria, then notes with the word in the title of the note come next, and then notes with the word in the body. Sort them based on whatever sorting system you have for your notes. But the one thing that is key is if this is a search that is going to be useful again and again and again, then you can save it as a saved search, and it'll be there in your sidebar, ready to use with a single click. Now, depending on the size of the thing that you're working on, a project or a piece of research or study, you might actually want to create a new notebook for that thing. Have I mentioned before that in Upnote, you can have notes in multiple notebooks at the same time? What I do is any notes that are relevant to this new project or thing that I'm working on, I will put them in that notebook, for example, in the project notebook, but they'll stay in whatever location they were in before. They now exist in multiple notebooks. So you see there, I bring the relevant notes together into the context of, for example, the project that I'm starting. Now, when people think of showing your work, what Tiago Forte calls express, what often comes to mind is content creation, blog posts, podcasts, YouTube videos, etc. And I use Upnote for this because once I've done all of my planning, once I've done all of my outlining work for the content that I produce, and I do that based on all of the notes that I've pulled together, then I go into Upnote again and I use Upnote as my writing tool of choice for writing all of my content. So I've done a short video on this as well, but to use Upnote as a writing tool, open up a blank note and I'll enable the following settings to do that. So firstly, you want to get rid of your sidebars. You can get rid of the main sidebar by clicking this one to hide the sidebar, but you've still got your note list. If you enter focus mode, which is Control-Shift-F or Command-Shift-F on a Mac, gets rid of all of the sidebars completely and gives you a massive clean space to write in. But you can also put it in typewriter mode as well. In order to enable typewriter mode, you have to be out of focus mode and click this little button up here, type in the middle of the screen. That puts it in typewriter mode. You can go back into focus mode. And if you're really keen for the ultimate distraction-free writing space, you can get rid of the formatting bar down at the bottom here with Control-Shift or Command-Shift and A. This gives you one of the cleanest and clearest distraction-free writing environments that I've found in any application. This is why I do all of my content creation and writing in Upnote. Now, to give you an example how I plan my videos, if the thing that I've just written would be a video script, then after I've finished writing it, I'll do a second pass through it. And I'll use code snippets, which is a feature of Upnote, accessible via the / commands or the formatting bar at the bottom. and I'll put code snippets in, which are little instructions for me telling me how to film particular slots of the video. So for example, this one has a little code snippet, talking head at computer. So I know that's how to film this section of the video. So here's what this looks like. This is the script for this video that I'm filming now, and you can see these little code snippets telling me little instructions for how to film each different section of the video. One of the things that I think is not always clear in the second brain system, particularly in para and code, is it's not all about creating content that this is useful for in terms of showing your work, that express of the code acronym there. In fact, you can bring all of your notes to bear on any and all areas of your work and in every area of your life. Let me just show you how I do this for a new project. It could be a work project, it could be a personal project. To start with, every new project that I begin will have a master project note that I'll set up. Now, if it's a smaller project, then maybe only this note is all there is for the project. Now I have a special tag for these, so I can tag them as a master project note, and then when I select that tag, I can view all of the master project notes together, which is really helpful for when I run my review and planning sessions. So to set up these project notes, I use Upnote's template feature. Just a brief word on that. I've got a couple of blank ones here, so I've got a blank project master note template, and if I want to create a template from that, then you click this button up here and then you copy it to templates, and let's just do the same for this blank actions one as well for a project. Copy to templates, and now if you click the templates button in your sidebar, both of these are now showing up as templates. So if I went into this project, created a new note, I can now select from templates, and there you go. You've created a master note for your project from a template that you created. Here's what a project master note would look like on this demo project, Defend the Earth. I've got my project tag there. I've got the project name here. The yellow circle, I tend to use a colored circle to denote which sort of area of life it fits under. So yellow would normally be personal for me, purple is family, blue is work, and red is study. So I might write out what area it serves, I might write out what goals it serves. If there's a deadline for the project, that would go in this box. Current status, just started, and any notes was just a box for anything at all. And then you'll see here I've got a table of contents which includes all of the other notes that are in this notebook. And the way I did that is delete all of those. If I select all of the notes and just click copy links, go back to this, paste all of those links in, and then if you want to, you can make them a numbered list like that. So your project master note really is just a one-stop shop to give you access to all of the information for the project in one place. And as I said earlier, if you click the project tag, it'll bring up a list of all of the notes with that project tag, which is really helpful in your review and planning session to just have a quick look at all of the different master notes about all of your active projects. And now what I would normally do if this was a brand new project and all I had in it was the project master note that I've just created, I would use the process detailed above. I would use my tags. I would use my links and backlinks. I would use the search function to find notes that might be relevant for this project and then bring them all into this notebook and all into this table of contents in the master note here. Normally my projects also get an actions note as well. I use collapsible sections here, one for active actions. Those are the actions that I'm planning to tackle this coming week. Outstanding actions is anything else that needs to be done that I'm not worrying about this week. And then completed actions is just completed actions. So if I'd finalized my rousing speech, I would select that and then I would just move it down to the top of the completed actions list. And all of this goes into my master note as a table of contents. It helps me use the notes I've captured in all of my work, in all of my areas, in all of my projects, bringing it all together to harness it and bring all of that information to bear in everything that I do. And so there you have it, using Upnote to express, to show your work. If you found this video valuable, then please do hit that like button below. Please do share it with anyone else you know who would be interested in using Upnote. Please do subscribe to the channel. There's much more to come. And check out the videos that are appearing on your screen now for other videos about Upnote. And we'll see you on the next video. Thank you so much for watching.